Instead of saying that, say, that person might leave me in the future, and that is something normal. That is something that I will accept in my life, and I will not let it affect me and get to me that much. Yes, I do love that person, but yes, I do love myself. Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna discuss how to detach from people. Okay, I feel like I've spoken about this a lot in my previous videos, especially when I'm talking about self-improvements and how to change your life, because whenever you're too focused on people and you're way too attached to people, it really does affect the way you view yourself and the way other people view you. So let's just get started with today's video. I'm not gonna talk too much, so let's get started. I always say that in order to get rid of a thing or like get rid of a certain habit, you have to understand what is that habit and what is the reason for that habit, and then how to get rid of it. So in today's video, we're going to learn what is attachment to people, or what does obsession over people mean, or over someone, over your partner, over your friend, etc. Second, we're going to understand where does it come from, like really deeply, the trauma that it comes from. And number three, how to actually get rid of attachment and obsession over people. So let's just start with what is attachment or obsessing over people. It is basically not feeling self-worthy unless that person thinks you are worthy. Not feeling loved unless that person makes you feel loved, etc. It is basically viewing yourself from that person's point of view and thinking that you are not worthy enough if they say so, thinking that you are not pretty enough if they say so, thinking you're just not enough if they think you're not enough. So it's basically putting that person over yourself. That's it. That is basically attachment and obsessing. And let me just get this point clear. Obsession is not love. Obsession is not love. That's it. These two are two different things, because obsession is mainly temporary and it doesn't come from a healed version of you. It just comes from a traumatized version of you. That's basically it. Now, where does it come from? We already said that attachment or being attached to people, or like that hunger, is basically coming like from previous trauma. But what type of trauma, to be exact? It comes from trauma of being left alone and not getting the love you are supposed to get, and basically the environment that you used to live in, like your parents, your friends, the society you live in, makes you feel really unworthy at such a young age or as a child. So whenever you feel that you're like obsessing over someone or getting attached, even though you're literally just starting to talk with that person, just know that these emotions are literally being controlled by your inner child and not you. Because when you get like attached and when you get like those like emotions, like that's basically your inner child controlling you and saying, maybe the love that I didn't get from my parents or my friends or the society or my teacher, etc., I'm gonna get from that person, which is wrong. I repeat, it is wrong. And also you have to understand that it is basically just in your brain, like that feeling of attachment and that feeling of obsession and needing that person is like literally in your brain. It is not real. So that's it. That's the cause of like attachment. It is literally the hunger that the child or your inner child felt when they were younger. That hunger for what exactly? It might be for love, for attention, for etc. So when you get into a relationship or a friendship and you are not healed enough and you can't take responsibility for yourself, of course your inner child is going to take responsibility and take control of your emotions and your feelings. Understand that. Also, how to get rid of it. Now, how do we get rid of it? I feel like I will literally just say one word that will literally help you get all of it together, which is get a life. That's it. That's literally so easy. Like, get a life. That's it. What do I mean by get a life? I notice that of myself, literally. When I get attached to someone or to a certain situation, I tend to forget about it when I'm being productive. Because when you upgrade your life generally, you just really don't think about that person. You're just thinking about yourself and the progress you've made and the productivity that you were able to achieve today, etc. So when you focus on you, you basically feed that hunger that the inner child in you craves for, basically. So the first one, which is going to be focus on your life and upgrade every corner of your life. Second is have it is what it is mindset. Literally, if you don't accept that that person might leave you, you'll never ever live the life you want to live. Because you'll always be like, oh my God, what if that person leaves me? Instead of saying that, say, that person might leave me in the future. And that is something normal. That is something that I will accept in my life. And I will not let it affect me and get to me that much. Yes, I do love that person. But yes, I do love myself. Okay? I feel like getting attached, in general, is basically just being like, yeah, I love that person and I don't love myself. Where's the balance here, If you get in a friendship or a relationship, there's gotta be a balance, Because if you don't love yourself, you'll never really be able to love that person enough. You'll just be dependent on them. Basically, you'll just depend on them for love, for friendship, for loyalty, for everything. And I got a comment on my previous video that says, in order to get rid of social anxiety, by the way, I did make a video about social anxiety. The video is going to be in the description box, or the link of the video is going to be in the description box. Someone said you can't really get rid of social anxiety unless you have someone to count on. And I disagree. That is 100% wrong. Why? Because if you don't really count on yourself for love and for these things, you'll never really be able to get in a relationship as an adult. Because if you go and make friendships or be in a relationship and you're just always asking for that love and you're being too needy, you're being too demanding, you're being too asking for attention, you are literally being toxic towards that person. That's it. You're literally taking too much of that person's time. I know y'all are friends or partners or etc. But still, that person loves themselves as much as they love you. So you better set boundaries. So yes, that's the second one. Have it is what it is mindset. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Everything is normal. Don't act like, oh, this is the end of the world, and oh, and this, and this, and this, and start complaining. Be grateful. Thank God and move on. Everything is normal. Everything will go on. Life, the earth, won't stop spinning if that friend leaves you. All right? That's it. And third, and the most important one, which is self-care. love yourself. Learn to love yourself. Learn to appreciate yourself. Learn to have such a great relationship with yourself, even like if you broke up with that person or that friend wasn't really a good friend, you still have yourself to rely back on. I get this a lot, a lot. I always say in my videos that you don't really need anyone, or the healed version of you doesn't need anyone, and that is totally correct, because you were born alone and you're gonna die alone. That's it. You have to understand that, because the more you are broken and traumatized, the more you look for people, the more you depend on people and what other people can give you. Also, set boundaries, and also some tips that psychology and psychologists really recommend of is whenever you feel needy or hungry for that love, just get a blanket and just wrap yourself up, or take a hot bath and go to nature, go on a walk, talk to yourself, etc. All these tips can help you a lot when it comes to detachment. And yes, I'd like to thank y'all for watching today's video. Thank you. Goodbye.